Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 284. So, 2 weeks since the last show and tell, I have a ginormous basket full of stuff to share with you guys. I have WIPs, I have FOs, we have some media to talk about, we have pet tax at the end of the video. So, there's a little bit of everything for everybody here today. Thank you guys so much for the reception on Tuesday's video, my low-key crafty chat number 16. You guys had some wonderful commentary in the first 12 hours that video was up. I am filming this Wednesday, so y'all will see this tomorrow. But as with Tuesday's video, I do still have a little bit of a sore throat going on, so I do have coffee again to keep things warm and lubricated. It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Normally I wouldn't have coffee this late, but you know, it is what it is. We're having a very warm, pretty day today. And I'm just kind of like, after freezing and stuff, it's like, okay. I did go get my ears lowered this morning. Jessica once again did a phenomenal job. She just did a little quickie blowout after she got done with my cut. So we got a very simple blowout style today. I love getting my hair done by her. She's just so good. So we kept the bangs, kept the long bangs, little fringe. She was laughing. We haven't done a fringe since she cut my hair in a pixie cut. So about 13 years ago, I cut all the dye out of my hair. And I was like, dude, let's just do a pixie. Let's get all the dye out of it. We'll start from scratch, all healthy hair, all virgin hair. And so I've dyed it. When I cut it off, after I donated it, I came down here and had Jessica bleach it. We put in purple highlights and everything. And then I did have it highlighted one more time that summer, and I haven't dyed it since then. So we were talking about how my gray is coming in, and the cute little gray streak there. And it looks like I've got frosted hair across the top. So anyway, yeah, it's been a fairly normal 2-week period. I mean, I've been checking in with you guys, so I feel like, you know, it's not like I'm not filming or uploading content, even though we've moved to the every other week with the show and tell. There's still plenty of stuff for me to film and talk about. Y'all also really seem to enjoy the unboxing and vlog of the first 24 hours with the knitting machine. So hopefully next year, I have some plans and goals. We'll talk about those next month, but I do have some plans and goals for 2016 of what I would like to do with that. I did learn a new technique yesterday for a no roll edge on things. So I'm pretty excited to test that out now, but very, very excited. I did find a workshop. Sherry, I forgot her last name. It starts with a D. She's in Australia. She is offering some workshops. So I've been sitting in on her workshops, and I learned a lot of new stuff yesterday. And she did a sleeveless shirt pattern. And I'm kind of like, can I take a break to maybe play with that? I am in no way, shape, or form prepared for Thanksgiving next week. I still do not know who's coming for dinner yet. I sent out the message what time dinner will be ready and when we will be ready to receive guests, but nobody except for one stepson has confirmed whether or not they're coming. So I don't even know how much food to buy right now. So a little bit crazy here. Before we get rocking and rolling with WIPs and FOs and pet tax and media, though, I did want to kind of chit chat with you guys for a second here. So I know another number of YouTubers in multiple different spaces have been talking about this, but the algorithm is doing something weird. And a lot of people that are subscribed or have requested notifications for channels are not getting them. So double check your subscriptions and your requesting notifications of your favorite creators uploading. Also, in order to help the video be visible even to you, please make sure you're liking and commenting. Even if you're just leaving little emojis to say, hey, I stopped by here, it really does help you to populate your feed with things you want to see. And it helps us because it makes our videos more visible, the more interaction that we're getting with the videos. So I know, like, I'm really bad about not doing that because I watch a lot on the television, especially in the morning when I'm doing my coffee crochet, if you follow me on Instagram. but it does definitely help. So just wanted to give you a heads up. Double check your subscriptions. In the last 18 months in my private account, I have been unsubscribed from this channel 3 times already. So make sure that you are in fact subscribed to the content creators you actually want to see, and double check that notification bell to make sure that you are getting notifications for the people that you want to be more visible. So thank you guys. And I know there are other creators who would love the extra help there. So it not only helps you to see things, but it also helps people who might be interested in our content to also see our content. It makes YouTube kind of promote that content a little bit more. So anyway, Saturday we will have Project UFO, where we'll have a candid conversation about where I am, what's going on, what have I done, what haven't I done. So that is coming. I have not forgotten. Other than that, I think it's time for us to crack on with some WIPs. All right, so if you did watch the unboxing with the flatbed knitting machine, you guys will have already seen this, but I did complete a single piece of little fabric here. This is going to be a cowl. I did just learn that no roll edging though, so now I'm tempted to unravel this, redo it using the no roll edge, because then I won't need extra yarn to finish this. So I'm learning new things constantly, and I'm in that stage where I'm learning more faster than I have time to work. So the workshop I've been sitting in with Sherry has been very, very helpful at learning so many things. I've only done 2 of them, but incredibly helpful. I did actually see a mock rib in action last night and was so excited. Anyway, so this is going to be a cowl, but it may or may not get frogged and redone. So we'll see. Next up in our WIPs category, we have the corner to corner blanket I've been working on. So this is, I have a bunch of black and blue yarn. This started maybe 7 years ago. I made one of my cousin's kids a blanket. I did, I did blankets for all their kids, but the daughter, I did coral and lavender and pale blue and pink. And I did a random number generator, did the number of rows, randomly picking a color every time I grabbed one. For one of their sons, I did blues and blacks, and that was left over from having done my dad a blanket. Well, in buying more for my dad's blanket and just other projects, I ended up with another bucket full of blue and black yarn. So that became the lemon peel stitch blanket that I finished a couple weeks ago that will go to one of my stepsons. I still have a lot of blue and black yarn. So his son is getting this one. When y'all saw this last time, I just knocked bones off the shelf again. Last time y'all saw this, I was here. So I had just turned that first corner. Since then, we have worked all the way up the side here. And on the other side, we have fully turned this corner. So again, I'm doing the same process where I use the random number generator. I do better if I hold it on this side. And that chooses between a number between 5 and 25 for this blanket. And I just work that number of rows in whatever yarn I happen to have grabbed to work on next. If the yarn runs out before that count, that's perfectly fine. We just kind of roll with it from there. So this is getting quite large now. I am hoping to have this done by the end of next week. With Thanksgiving, it's going to be a little bit harder to say, okay, I'd really like to get this done, you know, by X date, because I don't know how much time I'm going to be spending scrubbing, cleaning, prepping, and then, you know, day of, you know, trying to get everybody here and socializing and all that stuff. So, hi, Mr. Pippin. We see you. We hear you. He's been asleep in a basket ever since I got back from getting my hair cut. And now all of a sudden I'm up here working and he's like, "Meow, pay attention to me." I might have to go downstairs in between WIPs and FOs and let him out back and see if he just wants to go sit in the sunshine. It's a very pretty day outside. It's supposed to be almost 80 degrees. It's sunny right now, so I can probably entice him to let us be for just a moment if I take him out. So anyway, next up, we have the solid granny square blanket. So I have not laid this out and really stretched it at all. We do have a tutorial here for how I'm doing the solid grannies for this blanket. We do have a little bit of curling and stuff like that going on with this. So this will be one that has to be steamed before Christmas. So I have joined 6 squares together. I have 2 rows done and I'm almost done joining row 3 here. I think 6 by 7 is going to be long enough, but I need to have my husband hold this up because we are at 5'5" with 6. So that would be 6'5" with 7. So I think that'll be long enough for him, but I do have the yarn to be able to make this 6 by 8 instead of 6 by 7 if I need to. So this one is using Karen 1 pound in this, or not Karen 1 pound, Big Twist in that bronzy. Let me go grab it. It's a bronzy color. It's toffee maybe. Yeah. So the center there is Big Twist Toffee. Next up, we have Knit Picks Brava in denim, then Knit Picks Brava in celestial heather, and then Knit Picks Brava in almond. And then I am joining in the toffee using the join as you go method. So everybody is all nice and cute and put together. So at the end, we'll also have another 2 inches on each side from where I've joined it and put on the border. So we're making progress here. You know, I at least I didn't try to claim my head was twisted on right today. I mean, I'm just saying. It definitely is not. So the other thing I've been trying to do is I have a lot of very small scraps that I'm slowly turning into 1 round granny squares. Like that's all they can make. If they don't fit into a 1 round granny square, then I am tying them into magic knot balls. Like I said last year with the magic knot ball, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I am thinking of doing an amigurumi with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I have about 120 grams now in the combination of all the ones that I have on the go between scrap projects. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 1-round grannies. We have some off-white. We have some raspberry. We have some goldenrod and denim. I do have 3 or 4 nuggets about this big downstairs that will also be 1-round grannies. So I'll throw those here on my desk. I just lost one on the floor. Oh, goodness gracious. And that is all of the WIPs I've been working on for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to run downstairs and let Pippin out real quick, and we'll come back and we will talk about FOs. Okie dokie artichoke. So I'm back. Banner is on the porch, but Pippin is now sitting in my hallway up here. So cats. So I have 2 FOs we're going to talk about. One is the shawl you guys saw me working on during the unboxing and 24-hour vlog. So this is using Premier Candy Shop in Blue Raspberry. I've not blocked this or anything else because I am going to frog this, and you will see why in just a minute. But I was able to test out every single needle on that machine. I also got a lot of practice and experience in increasing and decreasing, working my way across the entire bed of that machine. So this is the center of the shawl. See, that's the little point down there. That's why we're going to be frogging it. I finished it and took it off the machine and stood over the landing and told Troy, well, it's done, but I'm not keeping it like this. So even on the tips, we're like halfway down to the living room. So yeah, we're definitely going to be frogging it, but it's really pretty. The fabric turned out really nice. This was on a tension 7 on the carriage and a 13 on the tension rod. So I will actually be taking measurements from this as a gauge swatch to know what my gauge swatch was with this. I do have a sweater in mind potentially for this. So I'm not upset. I got a lot of practice using it. I know how it feels and everything, and it helped me become a little bit more familiar with using my machine. So I'm not angry that I'm going to frog the shawl, but it is ginormous. It is huge. It is humongous. So next up, we have another blanket done. So this is for one of my daughter-in-laws, not the one getting the kaleidoscope blanket, obviously. This is for the other one. And this is also part of Project UFO. So I made these panels last year. This is kind of part of what happened, why we ended up with Project Christmas Blanket to begin with. So I had made these thinking these would be a really nice blanket for her. Then I pulled out those hexagons and was like, well, this would be a really nice blanket as I was making that, putting all those together. This would be a really nice blanket for my other daughter-in-law. And then I got the burr up my rear end to do the quilt box. And I was like, oh, my youngest granddaughter would like this. Well, I can't just give 3 blankets out of 10. So here we are. So this is one of the catalysts for what became Project Christmas Blanket. So I used my method for slip stitching together the panels for the Addie. We have a tutorial here on the channel for that. I will try to remember to put it in the description box and also in one of the iCards. And then I came around it. I did a single crochet. Yeah, I did a row of single crochets and then a row of shells to finish off the edge. So, oh, well, there went my bucket. It is huge. I will have pictures for all of these. Hopefully I've remembered to put them up here. If not, they will be at the end of the video. So I am going to go set this down because it's very heavy and now I can't put it on my pile because now my bucket's laying there. And we will be back to talk about Happy Mail and media. Okay, so I took just a second to kind of tidy everything up, take everything that's going to go downstairs, put it in the basket. We cleaned up the mess. So anyway, Happy Mail real quick. So I got my first Christmas card of the season, and this one is from Chris. I love it. It is so pretty. She painted this. This is on watercolor. Yeah, watercolor paper. And it's just so sweet. So next Friday, that'll be the first card hanging up in the kitchen. So if it's that time of year again, if you were going to send a card or something, I do have my P.O. box listed down below in the description box where you can contact me. Also my Instagram handle, Ravelry group, Facebook group, all that stuff. That is all down there in the description box. So next up, we have media. Okay, so while I'm working on the knitting machine and occasionally while I'm downstairs working on Project Christmas Blanket, I'm rewatching Supernatural. I have not rewatched it from the beginning since the series ended. Pippin and Banner's outside. Of course, because I can't film without interruptions. Yeah, I picked you up on the side with the mic, I know. Say hi. Say, I went to the doctor this week. I did. The doctor says I'm okay, just a little dehydrated. He's not having it. He's not in a good mood. He wants attention. He doesn't want to be held. So two big distinctions here. He wants me to do what he wants me to do, which I still think is he wants to go outside because this is normal patio time. Anyway, so rewatching Supernatural. Haven't rewatched it since the series ended. I'm hoping I don't like stop watching once we hit Leviathan. I would love to give it. I love the character of Dick Roman. I would love to give that section a fair shot again. And was I just upset because we had a perfect natural ending with Armageddon and stuff. And then the show had to come up with a way to continue and a storyline to continue with. And at that point, we had moved from, one-off episodes to huge multi-season long arcs. So I would like to give the Leviathan season a shot again and just see, like, am I being weird about not liking Leviathan, or was it really as bad as I thought it was? So that is probably going to get me through like March, unless I have some really good time. I did set up my laptop in the paper crafting room, so I could also watch it while I finish Christmas cards. I do have a large stack right now that just need insides, and then I can start addressing them and sending them out. So, but yeah, that's been the big thing. Is I'm still in season 1, but I did restart that. They don't know like their dad's in hell or any of that stuff yet. So, no Yellow Eyes has made an appearance yet. We haven't met him, but the series that's led to some really weird statements that I probably would not have very many friends if they heard me say it and they weren't also fans of the show. So anyway, up next, we watched Passengers with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. So this came out in 2016. I am giving it a 3.5 stars for watchability because there are massive plot holes that just in the first 30 minutes drove me banana pants. And then as far as a sci-fi, I'm giving it a 1 star, and it only gets 1 star for creative use of physics. So there's one scene where Chris Pratt is out in space and he throws a tablet to propel himself backwards away from something, which is a great use of physics. It only gets 1 star for sci-fi because of that scene. Otherwise, it would have gotten 0 stars for being sci-fi. I love the concept for the movie. A passenger in a 150-year sleep pod on the way to a new world wakes up, and he's the only person that the computer wakes up. And what happens after that? And Michael Sheen plays the bartender, and he's just cutimus as always. So that did kind of make my day. But yeah, it that sounds like such a good idea for a sci-fi movie and how that would happen and how that would play out. But he uses no logic whatsoever to get help, and just there are multiple opportunities to get help and multiple ways he could have gotten help and creative ways he could have gotten help. And so from that point on, it just devolves. Now, as far as like watchability, it is kind of fun. The romance is very cute. The action is at least entertaining. The cinematography is actually very well done. It's very interesting to watch it. But yeah, it just did not pass muster. It was a fun, like while we're eating dinner kind of movie, but by the time I was done with dinner the other night, I was kind of done with the movie. And then the end, you had so many opportunities for what the end of that movie could have been. I was very disappointed at what it ended up being because to be honest, A lot of the things that I don't like about this movie is evidence of the characters being selfish. And the end of the movie just kind of epitomized in a lot of ways their selfishness. So I was very disappointed, kind of a little frustrated. I generally enjoy watching Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. So I think they did a good job. They didn't poorly act or anything. And Lawrence Fishburne, of course, I wish we had had more like an hour with him, not just like 20 minutes maybe total with him in the movie, not even, maybe only 15 minutes. I didn't have enough time to get attached to him before his part of the story was done. So it's like, I don't know. I eh, eh. So, like I said, I'm giving it, 3.5 stars for watchability, 1 star for sci-fi. If you're expecting a sci-fi movie, don't bother with Passengers. So that is all we have watched. So I am going to go ahead and sign out of here. I'm going to leave you guys with the cutest little kittens to ever show up on YouTube. And I am going to hopefully get some work done on these blankets. So I love you guys. Take care, and I will see you real soon. Bye, guys.